Well, I don't know which one we're at in the series, but we will end it with this one. So this will be, again, the last in a series of going through the current Boy Scout of America merit badges. And there's more than I would have thought. I think there was a lot back in the day, and I think there's more now. So we left off with robotics. I'm going to yawn here. All right, I'm actually doing this as an effort to stay awake. I had a great conversation last evening with a bunch of people over on Gun Channels, and I have an early appointment this morning, and I'm doing this to try to stay awake for about a half an hour. So that's why we're having this series of videos, or one of the reasons. Next, we're getting into rowing, and give me a break. We already had canoeing and kayaking, and now they're going to separate rowing. Safety, that's a good one. It seems boring, and it is, but it's, again, something the kids need to learn, right? So this is a way to put it with, I don't know, a set of requirements that makes them go through the steps and learn some stuff. Salesmanship, I know that's super annoying, and they have entrepreneurship way up here, but whatever. I guess salesmanship is an important one too. I didn't like it, but I've used it. I suck at selling, but at least I'm not afraid to start to suck at selling, and I'm willing to continue sucking at it. But anyway, it's a useful skill. Scholarship, another one I lack, I guess. And then scouting heritage. I don't like the idea of that one. Who cares? I guess it's nice to have a history one. I don't think we had that back in the day. Scuba diving, kind of like horseback riding. If you got access to a hole with water in it and you got access to the fancy scuba stuff, then I imagine you get that. Sculpture, I think that's probably always been around, and I wonder if anyone's ever got it. Search and rescue sounds awesome. And it's got like a SAR guy coming with like either getting lifted up to a helicopter or down some kind of cool rappelling thing with the guy in a stretcher. Ultimately cool. Of course we didn't have that, otherwise I'd say I have it, because that is awesome. And it's not even white, so that means it's not even a necessary one. We talked about the rifle one last time, which looks exactly like the shotgun one with stuff with stupid cartridges on it instead of shells. So here's the shotgun one. It used to be rifle and shotgun shooting, and it was a bullseye, and it was awesome. And now they've ruined it and make it look like pork chop with some kind of bacon or robot bacon next to it. Signs, signals, and codes. I don't know. I think there used to be semaphore back in the day, and they probably got rid of semaphore and turned it into that. Then you got skating. I guess this puts Morse code in there. Yeah, that's probably cool. I'm pretty sure Morse code was in radio, and that's one of the reasons I didn't get radio. At least I didn't finish radio. Skating, nobody wants to skate, so I don't know why they put that in there. Small boat sailing, kind of like motorboating. If you had a summer camp that had a sailboat, you could work your way up. You'd start with a rowboat or something boring, and then you'd finally get in a canoe or a kayak, and then if you were old enough and showed responsibility, they'd let you into bigger boats. And learning how to sail, I think we learned on Hobie Cats, and it is awesome. Sailing around on a thing that the wind pushes you around just like a motorboat, but doesn't make any noise. Very, very, very cool, especially when somebody else owns it and you don't have to buy it. Snow sports, I don't know if anybody cares about those, but maybe in the winter or up north they force them to do those kind of things. Soil and water conservation, that was another of the boring ones, but I was all into that stuff for some reason, so I got that one. Space exploration, I don't know, it's NASA stuff, I guess. Sports, nobody cares about that. Sports or stamp collecting, I think that's one of the other ones you get if, like, you don't go out very much, or you like collecting, I guess. Although there is another one over here for collecting. I guess stamp collecting was so important it had to have its own. Surveying, I don't know. I guess if you wanted to not go to Scouts but instead have a job, you'd get like surveying and painting and sculpting. Well, I guess not sculpting, but bricklaying. I think there used to be bricklaying or masonry. Sustainability. So we have environmental science and now we have sustainability. They put a little eco sign thingy around the earth, and then they put a white border on it, which makes it seem like it's necessary for advancement. That I'm not a big fan of. Give the kids some knowledge, but don't indoctrinate them with this stuff. Swimming, I guess it's important for everybody to swim. That's one of the reasons it's white, and it's part of like physical fitness. If you also take a look at all the ones that are required for advancement, they kind of make you a well-rounded individual. Textile, now that I'm doing all the patches, I probably should look at the merit badge book there. Theater, nobody cares. Traffic safety, come on. You don't even drive or nothing. It's not even driving. Truck transportation, it's kind of neat, but you're not driving a truck or nothing. Veterinary medicine was a cool one. I don't remember if I got it, but I know I worked on that one. I volunteered at a veterinary clinic for a while for that one. And that, you know what, I was able to do that for school also. So some of the stuff you do, and you can, if you're smart, you can kind of kill two birds with one stone. It's definitely getting late. Water sports, so that's like water skiing basically. And then I think you drive around on a tube. And then weather, I guess that's sort of like nature or environmental science up there. Welding, again, if you didn't want to actually go to Scouts but instead go to work, then you could take welding or get the welding badge. And then Whitewater, I guess maybe that kayaking one from before wasn't the Whitewater. It's an old specific one, so maybe where you live around a lot of water, maybe it's because I live in the desert, maybe up in the water areas you need a lot of like justification for all those boats you buy. Wilderness Survival, another one of the best merit badges, one of the worst looking ones. It's supposed to be a tree that's knocked down, and it doesn't look like anything. It just looks like somebody gave you a patch that was incorrect. Then wood carving, an awesome one and an awesome badge. It just looks cool, and it's an awesome badge to get. Usually you get it at summer camp when you're a little kid. And then woodwork, again, if you didn't want to go to Scouts but instead you wanted to go to work, it says it right in there, woodwork. So you learn how to be a carpenter, you can learn how to be a welder, and you can learn how to be a surveyor. There's a bricklayer in there somewhere. But otherwise, that's some of the merit badges. I don't know how many there is, but there's a bunch, and the whole idea is to get some experience with things that you might not be aware of, or familiar with, I guess, or have access to. Scouts will take you on field trips and get you out to see some of this stuff, like horsemanship or climbing or boating or stuff that you don't normally get on a day-to-day, or if that's what your day-to-day is, they'll get you into the city to look at stuff, and hopefully it makes well-rounded kids. And thanks everybody for keeping me awake here over this series of videos that took probably a few weeks to be displayed. I just recorded here in about an hour and a half, half of an hour, trying to stay up on an all-nighter. So let us know what you think of all this in the descriptions, and we will talk to you next time. Thanks for watching the series.